We're talking about factoring today, guys. All right, I am the math professor, Kyle Martin, and we're talking factoring when we can factor out a GCF, then our A term is going to be prime. All right, so we're gonna give you 3 examples of this type. We're gonna go at a little quicker pace today. So if you need to kind of go back and watch some of my other videos, I'll put right here for you. Go ahead and do that. There's lots of others where I go a little bit slower. You can kind of get the basics of factoring before you try some of these tougher ones, all right? And then a couple other things. Subscribe to this channel, all right? There's 98% of you, according to YouTube, that are not subscribed. Click the button, please, it helps, all right? And then lastly, there's timestamps in the video player down below. You can scroll to whichever part you need. Let's get into it. All right, guys, number 1 here says 4x squared minus 30x plus 50, all right? So I got my A, B, and C term, remember? And if I look at all these, it looks like the only GCF I can take out is a 2. They're all even, right? So if I divide each of these by 2, what that leaves me is a 2 on the outside for my GCF, and then 2x squared minus 15x plus 25. Okay, and let's see, if I have my new A times my C, I'm going to throw it into my graphic organizer. 2 times 25 is 50, and then my B term I'll put down here as a negative 15. 2 numbers that can multiply to be 50 and add to be negative 15, I think are 5 and 10. And in order to make that work, so it end up with a positive A times C and a negative B when I add those together, I think it's to make them both negative, all right? Make those both negative. So then I'm going to come back over here, and I have my 2 sets of parentheses like this. Got to split my A term by going 2x and x. 2x and x. Remember, if you need to go back and rewatch the other video on the prime numbers, I'll put up there for you. But otherwise, we're going to go a little quick today. Connect your first to your last and your 2 innermost. And remember, this 2 can only go into which one of the 2 numbers I found? The negative 10. All right, so I'm going to put negative 10 on that line. Negative 5, of course, is going to go on the other line. 2 goes into negative 10. How many times? Follow it around there. It goes in negative 5 times. And then this is like a 1. 1 goes into negative 5, also negative 5 times. And so your answer is this top line, 2 times the quantity 2x minus 5 times x minus 5. All right, example 2 says 12x squared minus 20x minus 8. It looks like the only GCF I can take out of these is a 4, okay? So divide each by 4, and what that leaves me with is 4 times the quantity of 3x squared minus negative 20 divided by 4 is 5x, and then negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Okay, so now my new A times C is 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. Again, throw that into your graphic organizer. Your B comes down here, negative 5. 2 numbers that multiply to be negative 6 and add to be 5. Well, remember your factors of 6. We have 1 and 6, and then 2 and 3. Both of those can get you to be 5, so you got to be a little bit careful. In order to have a negative 6, I need 1 to be positive and 1 to be negative. So I think that's going to be my 1 and 6. My 1 and 6. And that way I can make one of those negative. So when I add them together, it still works. When I multiply those, it also still works. Okay, so my GCF is going to come outside my 2 parentheses. Split your 3x squared by going 3x and x. And then if I connect my outer 2 and my inner 2, the 3, of course, can only go into, of the 2 numbers I found, it can only go into the negative 6. So negative 6 put there. 1 goes on the other line. 3 goes into negative 6, how many times? Negative 2. 1 goes into 1 once, right? So this top part here is your answer. 4 times the quantity, 3x plus 1 times the quantity, x minus 2. All right, last example. Example 3 says 21x squared plus 24x plus 3. All right, so I think the GCF I can take out of this one is actually just a 3. If I divide 21x squared by 3, I get left over 7x squared plus 8x plus 1. All right, so now my A times C is going to be 7. My B term is going to be 8. 2 numbers that multiply to be 7 and add to be 8, of course, are 7 and 1. All right, and so then if I rewrite my GCF in front of my 2 parentheses, split my 7x squared to be 7x and x, 7x and x, then the only one that 7 can go into, of course, of the 2 numbers I found, is 7. All right, so on this line I'm going to put 7, which means on the other line I'll put a 1. 7 goes into 7 one time. Of course, 1 goes into 1 once. So the answer here is 3 times the quantity 7x plus 1 times the quantity x plus 1. Hey guys, this video on factoring help you out? If it did, do 2 things for me so I can keep helping you in the future. 1, subscribe to this channel, and 2, I need you to like this video. That goes a really long ways to helping me so I can keep helping you in the future.